Hey friends, Mark Holmes here, and as always I want to thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Jobu Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally wouldn't work. And this really doesn't have anything to do with football, but has everything to do with all of us. And I know I get a lot of people that are saying, you know what, I only want football and so on. So if that's the only thing that you're here for, go ahead, click on to the next video and go someplace else. Behind me is the red brick house. Some of you guys already know about it. A lot of you have no clue as to what you're looking at. Most of you are looking at it and saying, man, that's a rundown piece of crap. Well, it's a little less rundown than when I first got it. See, this building was originally a school built in 1820. That's right, 1820. It's actually the third oldest standing masonry school in the country. During the Civil War, one of the closing battles during the war, the Battle of Waynesboro, happened right here. General Sheridan, along with George Armstrong Custer, came from the north, crossed the the Waynesboro River down here, and chased the Confederates out of the city. Closing days of the Civil War. After the Civil War, this became the Masonic Lodge, and Robert E. Lee actually gave his permission for them to call it the Lee Lodge. After that, the town's blacksmith lived here, and it was the town's place. 1820. It's older than me. In 1820, the New World ended just about 50 miles from here. There were no trains. The War of 1812 happened 8 years earlier, and there were only 21 states in the Union. Texas literally wasn't even part of the United States yet. The bricks for this house were actually built right behind the building here, probably by slaves that were my ancestors. It's a part of American history, and it's really in disrepair. And as I came down here to do some more stuff, I need to get some more measurements for the structural engineer so we can restore it. It kind of reminded me of this country. You know, when I think about slaves, ancestors having to be forced to work and rebuild it, it's not a pretty picture, but it's still part of our history. The things that this house has gone through, and the fact that my ancestors may have built it and now that I own it, is an amazing turn of events in history. Now, unfortunately, I haven't been able to work on it like I've wanted to. The financing I had didn't come through on it, and I'm working on other ways of getting money and trying to start working on it bit by bit. But let's take a look at it. I've actually gone through and redone the windows using the original materials and built a new front door, actually out of reclaimed wood in here, and we've shored up the foundation. This is actually the front door. This is a workbench that was actually in the cellar of the house, and these are panels, oak heart pine wood that was actually walls from the upstairs. So I wanted to make sure that everything I do in this fits the time period. So we have paneling ceilings, and we have these brick arched walls that we'll go back through and repair them. You take a look at the detail on the steps, it's unbelievable. Now, I was saying that this is kind of a metaphor for our country. You know, you see the original pieces of wood here that were cut 200 years ago. They're still standing. They're still strong, but they're in a little bit of disrepair. Kind of like our country is right now. When you look at our roads and things that needs to be rebuilt, our infrastructure, the bases are there. Clawfoot bathtub up underneath of there. The kitchen floor here, we got to actually rebuild this wall for the front porch. And when you think of how we as Americans are kind of falling apart, The bases are there. The foundation is there. Everything is there for us. We just need to do a little bit of work to get it all back together. Our history is our history. We can't change that. And we can't forget our history, because if you don't know where you've come from, you certainly don't know where you're going. I believe in this house. When I look at the windows that we put in here after them being boarded up for 15 years, when I look at these beams that Michael Anthony Fitness took all the nails out, and to know that these are 200 years old and they are strong as ever. The foundation, the bones, everything is good. Just needs a little cosmetic work, a little straightening, a little work on the foundation, and it'll be great again. Yeah. History. I love it, and we have to preserve it. My vision for this place, I don't want to lose the past from here. It's zone commercial, but I don't want to turn this into an office. I want this to be something that lives on beyond me. So we're going to restore this area much like it originally was. We're going to make a section in each of these rooms that talk about the history of it, from it being a schoolhouse. So we're going to get some antique school desks and things and put up here, so it's like a schoolroom. We'll have another section that'll be for the blacksmiths, period. Another section for the Masons from the Masonic Temple. And then we're going to take this space in here and we'll turn this back into a bedroom with a bathroom. Because this was actually put on in the 1900s. This was not the original part of the house. But that way, people who grew up here, people who lived here, people who knew the house will be able to come and spend some time here and keep this history together. I got a lot of work to do, mainly getting the funding together on this. I know I've got the skill. Take a look at that up there, guys. That was laid 200 years ago. Handmade brick. Yeah, there's not enough hours in the day, but I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna make this place beautiful. I'm Mark Holmes, and I got some more work to do.